Last Wednesday in Oakland, trade acquisition Jarrell Cotton made his major league debut, and he did not disappoint. He frustrated the Angels as he went 6+ innings, allowed 1 run on just 2 hits, and picked up the victory. The young man was impressive, and for the next 3 weeks, he will make his case for a spot in the A's rotation next year. It's the A's and the Royals, and it starts right now. Well, last night the story was offense. Tonight the story may be pitching. We are at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, and that is Jarrell Cotton. He's about to make his 2nd big league start, and the A's trying to make it 2 in a row over the world champs. It's the A's and the Royals coming up on CSN California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. So indeed, 2nd start in the big leagues for Jarrell Cotton. And Ray, it's interesting, the guy that everybody says he reminds them of is former Royal Tom Gordon. And he's only made 1 start, but you can see the comparisons.
Tom Flash Gordon, this young man made his major league debut last Wednesday against a pretty good hitting ball club, the Angels, even though they say a couple of guys weren't in there. But what he did, and you're going to see some great pitches, curveball, outstanding changeup, that lost the bat. But here comes the hook, right over the top, like Flash Gordon. He also has a good fastball. He would give up a home run to C.J. Cron. That would be the last batter. Watch this. This is special. Joey Wendell gave him the baseball. Bob Melvin came out. He tipped his hat to the crowd. Just a great performance to see the entire infield come on the mound and congratulate him. That was quite a sight.
Well, it won't be easy tonight for the A's. Danny Duffy is taking them out. He started the season in the bullpen, and right now he's the best starter for Kansas City.
How about 16 punch-outs in 1 game? He did have to get the Tampa Bay Rays down in St. Pete, but he is an outstanding pitcher. Has a great changeup. Sneaky fastball. He works very well with Salvador Perez, who is back in the lineup tonight, but he knows how to pitch, and that's the biggest thing. Like you mentioned, he was in the bullpen against the A's early in the season, back in the rotation. He's won 11 ball games, and for some reason, he pitches well against the A's. He's 3-0 career.
And the Royals just barely hanging on to those wild card hopes in the American League. Now, when we come back, we will check in with the guys in the A's pregame live studios, and we will also look back at a special moment for Brett Eibner. Well, he was a member of the Kansas City Royals.
on CSN California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by America's Tire. Your low-price journey starts here.
Well, that must be Kansas City. Indeed, that is where we are as we are getting set for Game 2 of this 4-game series between the A's and the Royals. On July 30th, the A's acquired Brett Eibner. But before that, he was a Kansas City Royal on May 28th of this year in just his second big league game. Eibner with a walk-off single against the White Sox, and it capped off a 7-run ninth-inning rally. The Royals would win it 8-7 after trailing 7-1. A special moment for A's outfielder Brett Eibner. Stick around. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back. It's the A's and the Royals coming up tonight on CSN California. Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City as we're just moments away from first pitch. A's and the world champion Kansas City Royals. We're going to check the game time weather, and it's an issue right now, folks. It's presented by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend, and there are dark clouds all around us, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed. That's the best we can do. 78 degrees, and it's not humid, but boy, in the last half hour, 45 minutes, Ray, it's really become very windy, and as they like to say, it smells like rain.
If you're in the Midwest and you see clouds, they're not there for show. They're usually bringing a lot of rain.
So let's look at the lineup tonight for the Oakland Athletics against a very good left-handed starter for the Royals. It'll start with Jake Smolinski. He's in center, then Marcus Semien at short. Valencia at first, Davison left, Healy at third. Stephen Vogt is the only left-handed hitter in the lineup. Then Eibner, Renato Nunez will DH, and Chad Pinders at second.
And when the A's saw Danny Duffy last, he was in the bullpen, but for some reason against the A's, he has been spectacular, making his 23rd start. 11 wins, and what we're going to see is another pitcher who pitches out of the stretch exclusively. He'll start the game, 3 quality pitches, and one of those pitches happens to be a good fastball. Actually, 2 and 4 seam fastball, 93 to 96, good changeup that he'll feature against the right-handers. So it should be a good night of a couple pitchers with outstanding changeups, one left and one right.
Defensively behind Danny Duffy. It's Alex Gordon in left. Gerard Dyson, the speedy one, in center, and Paulo Orlando is in right. Cuthbert, Escobar, Merrifield, Hosmer on the infield, and Salvador Perez is back behind the plate. So we're set to go. Kauffman Stadium with the crowd still filing in. Nice crowd last night, over 31,000 on a Monday night. Maybe not quite that big tonight, although it looks like it's going to be a good crowd.
They do not open the gates. At 6:15 local start. They don't open the gates till 5 o'clock. And it's empty, and then all of a sudden, here come all the people. And they've been supporting the Royals this year.
First pitch of the game to Jake Smolinski is outside. Smolinski, Simeon, and Valencia. First 3 hitters for the A's. Umpires tonight, that's the crew chief Dana DeMuth calling balls and strikes. Adam Hamari's at first, Mike Estabrook at second, Greg Gibson is down at third. Inside corner strike. So Danny Duffy has that, what do you want to call it, the new windup, the new thing, although it almost looks like he's pitching out of the stretch.
Yeah, he's out of the stretch all the way. This isn't a modified windup. This is a stretch. He comes set, and the one thing he will do is quick pitch, because he really doesn't have to stop. He's going through the full stretch, but he can go straight. He can quick pitch, and something he does pretty well.
Little pop to Hosmer, who comes in on the grass. Since the All-Star break, Danny Duffy has turned it up a notch. He's got 7 wins in the second half. In Major League Baseball, only Porcello, who's a 20-game winner, and Kyle Hendricks have more second half wins. So he has really, really been good. He went into the rotation on the 15th of May. And I don't think there's any doubt he's been the Royals' best starter.
A 3-0 career against the A's. Has had some injuries to deal with, but he's been outstanding and didn't like the baseball. The game he had against the Rays down in St. Pete, 16 punch-outs, 16 strikeouts in 8 innings. New Royals record. And he was outstanding with a good changeup against a good club. And the thing that Evan Longoria said about him pitching exclusively out of the stretch, he said you couldn't get his timing down because, you know, he comes to the stretch, sometimes a quick pitch like he does right there. And as long as there's nobody on base, he can do anything he wants to. As long as he remembers when there's a base runner, he has to come to a full stop.
Want to know the count to Marcus Semien. And now 1-1. The 2 losses that Duffy has had this year. He lost in Baltimore on June 6th, and he lost in Boston on August 27th. So a couple of good offenses in their ballpark. Outside of that, 11-2 is his record. The numbers for Marcus Semien: 24 home runs, 59 RBIs. And this one fouled just above us.
Well, you got a low 80s slider, a hanger from Chris Young down the line. 3-run home run, his first since August the 8th against that guy named Kyle Hendricks, who had a near no-hitter last night.
Two pitch, rolled down the third baseline, but foul.
Marcus Semien talking about that fastball right there. He said, I have trouble with the outside fastball, and we have seen him bring his hands in, handle the inside fastball, but he said, I'm very vulnerable to the pitch outside, and that's why he tries to think about right field when he does get a heater, the fastball in the outer part of the plate, instead of trying to pull it.
Close pitch, 97 miles an hour, but just a little bit low. So full count with Valencia waiting in the on-deck circle. payoff pitch is hit high in the air, foul down the right field line. Danny Duffy at home 6-0. On the road 5-2, but a very good road ERA of 2.85. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on an off-speed pitch.
Well, it went up the ladder. His catcher wanted the ball down. He went upstairs, and as a result, he knew exactly as he spun, heading back to the dugout, realized he had swung at ball 3.
So with 2 outs, Danny Valencia steps up, hitting .291 with 16 home runs and 48 RBIs. Now, Ray, we've mentioned many times that after the 2017 season, guys like Hosmer and Kane and Escobar, there's a whole group of players that will be free agents for the Royals, and they're going to have to kind of pick and choose who they want to sign, who they can sign, whose stock is on that list. But Wade Davis is on that list, but Danny Duffy's on that list.
Yeah.
And now he's putting it all together, and it's just going to be another tough guy for the Royals to sign.
Ned Yost looking for win number 1,000. His general manager Dayton Moore commented about that. When I asked him, I said, how many of these guys can you sign? He said, I know what you're saying. You win a world championship, everybody wants more money. Sure. I said, that's what's going to happen. And so they're kind of picking and choosing. There's Dayton Moore and Jason Kendall. That's right. They've senior VP of baseball operation, general manager. But
I think, though, Ray, is you know, they always talk about, well, the team has a window to win, whether it be 3, 4, 5, and the Royals certainly are in that window, but they have one.
That's right. Yeah.
They have the world championship.
Right.
Now, if they get another one, great, but they have one.
Yeah.
So they have reached the top of the mountain. Duffy strikes out Valencia, and a good first inning for Danny Duffy. He strikes out a pair of ace hitters. Hometown Kansas City Royals. Gerard Dyson is in center field. Whit Merrifield at second. Hosmer, Morales, Perez, very good middle of the order for the Royals. And then Gordon, Cuthbert, Escobar, and Orlando.
And young man who was very, very good last Wednesday against the Angels, Jarrell Cotton. A lot of scouts on hands to watch this young man pitch at this level. 6 1/3, only a home run to C.J. Cron. That was the only blemish. Retired the first 9 batters. Excellent changeup, and as we talked about, these fans should be familiar with his windup and his delivery because it might be reminiscent of Tom Flash Gordon.
So first pitch to Gerard Dyson is high. Dyson 257, a homer and 21 RBIs. Got to keep him off the bases. He is a tremendous base stealer. And that one is is lined to right, and that'll be a hit. And Dyson jumps on the first pitch. Defensively for the A's tonight, the outfield will have Davis, Smolinski, and Eibner. The infield will have Healy, Simeon, Pinder, and Valencia. Stephen Vogt is your catcher. Remember, Renato Nunez is in the lineup tonight. He's the designated hitter.
And Gerard Dyson put in the leadoff spot, trying to get in ahead of Terrell Cotton. He retired the first 9 Cotton did last Wednesday, so the first batter. Percentage of stolen bases, yeah, he's pretty good. But at least that's something right there that's important. Cotton through to first base. So when the sign comes from Stephen Vogt from the bench to throw over, they know he's probably going to run. Just a matter of what Merrifield does as the second place hitter.
First pitch in for a strike. Interesting note on Dyson, and I think, well, I know we've seen enough of it, but Dyson has 37 career stolen bases as a pinch runner.
Yeah.
And we saw it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he can cause havoc. Not running, and the pitch is a bit high. 1-1 the count to Whit Merrifield.
Cotton using a nice slide step, and that, of course, we'll try to keep a little bit closer.
Inside corner strike, so Cotton jumps ahead 1-2.
Good changeup, and that's something Stephen Vogt, who caught him Wednesday, featuring the changeup. He's not staying just with a fastball, and a very good changeup inside corner. As Bob Melvin said, perhaps several of these Royals players maybe had faced Cotton, and they were going to try to tell as much as they could about him.
Dyson runs, and pitch is fouled straight back. Looked like it may have been a ball.
Well, you know, the real the key, though, is getting the 2 strikes on Merrifield, because it makes it a little bit more difficult for the hitter to be able to take a pitch. A fastball at 49%, a changeup right behind it, slider and a curveball, but he's pretty much a fastball changeup pitcher, and his changeup comes out as a circle change, index and thumb forming the circle, 3 fingers on the baseball, but he throws it like a screwball, perhaps because of the overhead delivery that he uses with the fastball and the changeup.
Cotton is 24 years old. He's not a real big guy, 5'11", 195 pounds. The Dodgers took him in the 20th round in 2012. The college he went to was East Carolina. From the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. In the air toward right center, and coming together, it's Smolinski, and Smolinski grabs it.
A good job of taking charge. You got Eibner in right field, but center fielder, especially in this massive outfield, you always let the center fielder take charge. And as Josh Reddick told Smolinski when he's playing center and Josh in right, if you get there, you better catch it. As Reddick liked to take as much as possible, but in this case, Smolinski taking over, and this is a large outfield.
So 1 out. Here's Eric Hosmer. Hosmer was hitless last night. 275, 23 home runs, 91 runs batted in. Strike, move a high strike. Cotton will take it. Pitch out, and nothing going on.
Like a little stutter step from Stephen Vogt as he came out from behind the plate, and sometimes a pitch out can be beneficial to take a hit and run away, although Hosmer up pretty much to drive the ball while Dyson's there to steal, but sometimes it's better just to let the hitter take the pitch and try to throw out the base runner with a normal pitch.
Dyson not running, and now he does go delayed steal, and he is safe. It was the old-fashioned delayed steal.
Yeah.
He did not go initially, and then he took off.
Well, it's a perfect time to do it with a left-handed hitter. But Stephen Vogt handled it well, got rid of the ball quickly. Dyson might be a little bit hurt, but his little stutter step, and then he took off with the delayed steal. Stephen Vogt making the quick throw. As he came out, he saw him take off, and then with the ball bouncing, that's a pretty good play by Stephen Vogt, and got the ball down there, but Dyson just a little bit ahead. Tremendous speed.
So Dyson gets the stolen base, his 27th of the year. Second in the American League.
Have to watch third also.
Hosmer hits it hard. Backhanded by Chad Pinder. Now he double clutches, and then he throws to get Eric Hosmer.
Well, take a look at it. Just wonder if he was ready to throw and Valencia was not at the bag, because he was ready. It looked like to come up to throw backhand, see if he didn't have the grip. Yeah, he had the grip, but I think it was more of he didn't think his first baseman was going to be there. Did not want to throw. He was there. I don't know what happened, but boy, that was almost dangerous. Hesitate too much. But if he's going to double clutch, he's going to put the ball back in his glove and then rethrow. But he had the grip ready to throw and then stopped for some reason. So
I wonder, Ray, if maybe he was worried about Dyson just rounding third and coming home.
Yeah.
Dyson is a very daring base runner.
Well, you got to get it to first baseman, and then let Valencia make the throw if he does come around. Now, the way they're positioning Morales, Dyson's really off the bag.
Fastball first strike. 1-1 the count to Kendrys Morales.
Almost like he can come halfway down the line. Were it not for a left-handed hitter, he may attempt to steal home on a straight steal. But Morales a pretty good hitter.
He's dancing around down there.
He's just trying to disrupt the concentration of Cotton. Yeah, there's not too much wrong with this pitch. Matter of fact, nothing wrong with it.
And now 3-1. On deck is Salvador Perez.
Good time to throw him a old changeup. Something off speed. Fastball.
Just missed outside. So Cotton made some good pitches. Dana DeMuth didn't like him, so it's a walk.
Well, as much as Dana DeMuth was calling guys out at first last night consistently, his home plate umpire, that's definitely not low. It had to be outside if anything.
So with runners at the corners, here's Salvador Perez. Salvador Perez not at the ballpark last night. And that one is hit high in the air toward right field. Eibner backs up. Plenty of room though, and he's got it side retired. So the Royals strand a pair in the first, and we are scoreless after one.
season when the A's play host to the Astros on Tuesday, September the 20th. Happens to be 1 week from tonight. All fans park for free. Limited Plaza Reserve tickets are available for just $5 if you purchase online at athletics.com/Tuesday and use promo code Chevy while supplies last. It's CHEVY. Free parking Tuesdays 1 week from tonight at the Coliseum. Last Tuesday of Oakland A's baseball at the Coliseum.
Chris Davis leading it off for the A's here in the second. He takes outside. Davis a 3-run homer in last night's game. 36 homers and 89 RBIs for Davis and a .246 batting average. Tied for 5th in the American League with those 36 home runs. And he hit this the longest home run of the year for him.
Yes, it was, and it was a line drive that where'd it go?
Yeah, we don't even know exactly where it went.
All he knows is he hit it hard, and he just says, you know, I'm a good hitter. I said, yes, you are. A strong, good hitter.
Salvador Perez having some trouble with his mask.
And they called for a new one.
Or he may just fix it himself.
Got a new baby boy. Maybe it's just like changing a diaper. Just fix your own mask and get ready to go. Got to be a comfortable mask. No, this is okay.
There's the home run leaders: Trumbo, Dozier, Encarnacion, Chris Davis from the Orioles, and then the A's Chris Davis. What a second half for Brian Dozier. Even though the Twins not having a very good year, he has been terrific.
When the A's saw him, he was really not hitting home runs like he did last year when he participated in the All-Star Home Run Derby.
That's a close pitch call the ball. So Dana DeMuth with what seems to be a very tight strike zone. Davis had a mighty swing, and it was a changeup. 2-2.
Now Salvador Perez moved inside, which is an indication that you go fastball or the off-speed pitch.
And he gets Davis swinging 94 miles an hour, and that's 3 straight strikeouts for Danny Duffy.
I'll get Perez inside the pitch, outside part of the plate. Similar pitch that was not called a strike by Dana DeMuth. This time a swing and a miss, though.
So with 1 out, Ryan Healy steps up. Last night, the A's with a season high 16 runs to go along with 17 hits. Everybody had hits last night. They had 29 base runners in the game. They received 10 walks. 4 of those 10 scored. So there was A's players on the bases all over the place all night long. Could be a different story tonight, though, with Danny Duffy. He's tough. 10 walks were also a season high. And it came on the heels of a stretch where the A's just were not scoring a lot of runs. Just 2.5 runs per game in the 12 games before last night. I just felt like if you're in an offensive slump, it's not uncommon to just completely bust out one game, but that doesn't mean you're out of it. I think you got to string together a good week of at-bats before you can say you've moved past an offensive slump as a team. Healy was 2 for 4 last night, a double and 2 RBIs. He also walked twice. And the count stays 1-2. Duffy, hard thrower at 95 miles an hour.
Well, some of the young hitters seeing Duffy, all the young players seeing him for the first time, and the right-handers, while they say, well, think about right field and maybe look fastball, but he will spot his fastball effectively inside outside. Change-up is very good, as he has already shown, to the outside off the plate.
And Healy goes right up the middle. He got a fastball and he's got a base hit.
Salvador Perez again inside with the target, down on one knee, and the problem with that, and while Danny Duffy is good with a good fastball, his changeup and his fastball outside, sometimes he doesn't have to worry about going inside. Then he gave up to Evan Longoria down in St. Pete on August the 1st. He struck out 16, was a pitch inside that Longoria hit down the left field line.
So here's Stephen Vogt. Vogt, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup for the A's. The reason for that is lefties are hitting 177 against Duffy this year. It's the lowest mark in the American League. Duffy tough on lefties, and now it's 2-0. Tough on righties too. 247 the average. 177 with one home run. Stephen Vogt had a big night last night. He was 3 for 3. A couple of walks. So the Royals did not retire him last night.
Well, they caught Cotton on Wednesday. I think that's the biggest thing. They want to see what Bruce Maxwell can do. They know Stephen Vogt's a good catcher. Keeps his bat in the lineup, just like Maxwell told us last night that he can catch. Stephen Vogt in the lineup as a DH.
One hopper toward Merrifield, spins out at second, the throw back to first, and they called him out. We'll see if the A's are going to check it. I don't think they are. So it's going to be a double play. So very close, but the Royals got it, and that will do it for the A's in the top of the second. Storm clouds all around us, but so far the rain has held off, thank goodness. Become a very breezy night at the ballpark. Drew Cotton got out of a jam in the first inning. He faces Gordon, Cuthbert, and Escobar here in the second. Cotton threw 17 pitches in the first inning when the Royals stranded a pair. So 1-1 the count to Gordon, hitting .221 with 15 home runs, 33 runs batted in, and Gordon was 0 for 2 with a walk last night. On a play down the left field line.
Talking to Jarrell Cotton about his catcher Stephen Vogt, he said it was really a lot of fun pitching to him last Wednesday, and he's back there again tonight. And Stephen Vogt knows the hitters, and for a pitcher to be able to just say, put down the signs and I'll do it. Stephen wanted the changeup down. He did exactly what he wanted it. Gordon, a very good hitter, did not offer at it. But he's got a great changeup, and he's going to back it up with another one and see if he can get a swing or a call.
That one drops low, so now it's a full count. Chesler Cuthbert waiting in the on deck circle. Hooked foul as it was a fastball down and in.
He took a couple of changeups nicely and then got a fastball off the plate. But for a young man who's been injured, as mentioned last night, the collision he and Moustakas had. So he's not had the at-bats that he normally would have in a season.
Right at Pinder. Pinder gobbles it up, and Gordon is retired.
Well, last Wednesday at the Coliseum, Major League debut for Jarrell Cotton, and Stephen Vogt came out, and boy, to see the entire infield come in and give handshakes. Wendell gave him the baseball. Big smile on the face of Jarrell Cotton, and then here they come. Everybody comes in. That's something you rarely see. And the most important thing, too, for Cotton is he came off with a big smile, trotted off, took his cap off as he got near the dugout and appreciated the fans who were cheering for him. He did take it off just as the camera stopped. And he was. They gave him that big shower treat, you know, after the game with a big win.
What's that?
Well, that's something that only a player can describe. Took him in the shower and doused him. But here he comes all the way. He does take the cap off, and remember when A.J. Griffin did that? Some of the players got on him, but these players are appreciative of what he did in pitching. Coliseum, his major league debut. Players, all of them on the bench, and the fans also standing and cheering a young pitcher who's probably going to be in rotation for a while. Oh,
and a 1-2 the count to Cuthbert.
You have to figure out Dana DeMuth's strike zone. I mean, buckled the knees of the hitter, might have been a little bit high, but a very tight strike zone by Mr. DeMuth tonight.
High fastball fouled straight over our head. Chesler Cuthbert from Nicaragua, getting a chance to play a lot at third base with Mike Moustakas out for the year and having a nice season. 10 homers, 43 RBIs. Playing in his 111th game. Out in front of that changeup, 77 miles an hour.
It's one of the 18 countries represented in Major League Baseball.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Another 1-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's bounced to third. Backhanded Healy. Long throw across. And it's grabbed by Valencia, and a nice play by Ryan Healy. That ball stayed fair, and Healy had to give a little ground, and he had a long throw, and he took care of it.
Well, the main thing he does here, which is outstanding, he catches the ball. Watch how quickly he releases it, and then throws to the ground. Throws it hard, and Danny Valencia gets a perfect hop. But if he had taken any more time, it'd been a base hit, infield hit by Colbert, and you know, as it turned out, a great play by Ryan Healy to bounce the ball and get it over to his first baseman as quickly as possible.
So 2 away. And here's Escobar, who had a big rip, and he missed it. 0-1. Escobar 1 for 3 last night. The Royals had 3 runs and 7 hits last night. Back half of the game, though, they got shut down. They had just 1 hit in the last 5 innings. Tapped slowly, left side. Healy scoops, and he cannot get the ball on the exchange cleanly, and Escobar is going to be aboard. That'll be a base hit.
But he made the right play, cutting in front of Simeon. He was not going to. Simeon wasn't going to be able to charge it, but used his glove, which is good. With the transfer, just could not keep it in his throwing hand.
So second hit for the Royals, and that'll bring up Orlando. Escobar a threat to go. He's got 16 steals this year in 20 attempts.
It's not like you have the pitcher hitting ninth. You want to try to get his bat out of the lineup. 9 hitters, so to your point, exactly right. What could be happening? Rusty Kuntz at first, one of the best first base coaches when it comes to timing and letting the base runners know what kind of move the pitcher has. As the former major leaguer.
And Vogt had to look for it momentarily and thought maybe Escobar was going to take off. He did not.
Dana Demuth stopped it. Home plate umpire. I think the ball got through Stephen Vogt underneath the glove. But watch the left leg of Dana Demuth. Or the right leg. Something happened, but it stopped it. It was definitely going to the backstop. See, Orlando did something there as a hitter should never do. He started to duck in case Stephen Vogt was going to throw. Why duck? Just stand up. Make the catcher throw around you instead of ducking out of his way. That definitely helps the catcher.
The Royals are second in the league in stolen bases with 103. Not running, and the ball's bounced foul.
I've seen some of the Royals hitters out in front pulling some of the pitches. It's almost as if they're looking for more velocity than they're getting. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but Orlando swung as if he's going to be 95, but got out in front and pulled it.
Two-one pitch is low, and now it's 3-1. That's Dyson. Dribbled foul back behind home plate. So now you got a full count, and Escobar will take off.
Might have been ball 4. But Dana Demuth strike zone. He has not been down in the zone with the called strikes. The number of the former Royal and Athletic, Billy Butler, number 16.
That's right.
Wore that here, and Reddick gave it up in Oakland, and don't know who has it yet.
Runner goes. The ball's bounced in the hole. Simeon has it. He's going to go to first, and the throw is grabbed by Valencia, and he keeps his foot on the bag, and the side is retired, although Rusty Kuntz says, whoa, wait a minute.
Rusty put it in both hands, indicating about 6 inches that he was off the bag. And they're saying, no, let's go. Rusty going, wait a minute.
Nope, he was on. Barely.
Well, barely is right. Rusty saw it after the fact.
Top of the third, no score between the A's and the Royals. Eibner, Nunez, and Pinder. Danny Duffy with 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. And the first pitch to Eibner is a strike. Opening of our show, we showed you Eibner's, well, that was his best moment as a Kansas City Royal, a game-winning hit in just his second big league game. Got a full celebration. It was a game against the White Sox where the Royals were down 7-1 in the 9th inning, came back and won 8-7. He got the game-winning hit. Hits this one hard towards second. Merrifield a couple steps to his right.
With MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. There's a free subscription to @that Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. You can visit MLB.TV for details.
So one away here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Eduardo Nunez.
What a merry-go-round out just in the stands. A little miniature merry-go-round. You got everything here at Kauffman Stadium.
Yep. Well, you really do kind of need a couple different forms of entertainment nowadays at a big league ballpark.
Yes, especially if you want to bring the little kids, the future fans of Major League Baseball, maybe future players of Major League Baseball.
Line drive by Nunez, but right into the glove of Merrifield. So 2 outs.
How about Danny Duffy, his first win against the Athletics? Such a young man, June 14th. That was 2011, and he was good. He would strike out a couple, walk 4. Hideki Matsui would get a home run off of him. Hosmer was there. He made his debut that season also in 2011. Danny Duffy has been very good against the A's, won a couple that year.
And Danny Duffy just had a very easy top of the third inning. So he needed just 6 pitches. Bottom of the third coming up. It'll be Dyson, Merrifield, and Hosmer. They'll score. Their first 2 appearances in Oakland A's history. Here's some names for you. Bobby Kramer, 2010. Vin Mazzaro. Bill Kruger back in 1983. And Dave Hamilton in 1972. What can you tell me about Dave Hamilton?
Status left-hander. He was good. He was good. He teammate in the 70s and still working in the Bay Area, but he was a very good pitcher. Just don't see enough of him.
Dyson reaches for it, pops it up shallow center.
You know who he works for?
Who?
Keith Simmons.
Really?
State Roofing.
Yeah.
He's
I
been,
didn't know that.
been in the roofing business. And he has for many years. And, of course, I mean, all pitchers during that era followed Catfish and Vida and Kenny Holtzman and Blue Moon, guys like that. And Dave Hamilton's right in the mix. Glenn Abbott. Darrell Knowles. Some good guys in that era. But Dave Hamilton's a very good left-handed pitcher. That was a big out getting Gerard Dyson off the bases.
And that one, left field and a base hit. So Whit Merrifield with the big turn, he'll stop there.
Well, it just seems like every ball hit to the outfield. As soon as the guy hits, it should be a double. This outfield is so big. That's a fastball right belt high coming into a zone. Not exactly where Stephen Vogt wanted it, but there's the movement that maybe a catcher doesn't expect. Chris Davis catch and get it back in quickly. Merrifield satisfied with one. Really didn't round the bag very aggressively like he might be going for two.
So here's Hosmer with a one-out base runner for the Royals. I think my take, Ray, is, I mean, you've been here many more times than I have. When you just sit here and you look at the outfield, it does not look inordinately big. But when you watch a game played and then you just kind of see how balls kind of die at the warning track, or you realize, wow, the outfielders are playing deeper than it seems like. Then you start to get the feeling of, wow, that is a big outfield.
Remember last night we were talking about the base hit that was hit in front of Danny Valencia, who was playing right field. And then after that happened, Mike Andretti, first base coach, and actually works with the outfielders and aligns them. And he said, I know the positioning should be one way. He said, however, this is a bigger park, and you have to cheat in more. Well, he did, and that's when he caught the line drive, and the runner third could not score because he was playing a little bit more shallow. Aldo said he was talking to him so much after that that they were ready to start the inning. He had to hustle to first base because he was discussing the outfield play with Danny Valencia, and barely made it to first in time to coach.
0-1 to Hosmer. But I think too the outfield is symmetrical, and maybe that, if you're just sitting here looking at it, it just looks kind of like a normal outfield. When you think of Fenway Park right field, it's not symmetrical and it looks huge. Hosmer chased a high fastball.
Now the high fastball, Stephen Vogt coming out quickly, knowing this is a running club, and started to throw, and that's why Merrifield started but then stopped, and somebody yelled. Left-handed hitter, as we always say, catcher kind of blinded a little bit, and that's why the delayed steal by Gerard Dyson. That was with Hosmer at the plate. Kind of the same thing. Left-handed hitter, catcher cannot see clearly. Wow.
Huge jump.
Wow.
And the ball's bounced to Valencia, who grabs it right on the bag, and Hosmer's retired, but Merrifield will go to second. He had a monstrous jump.
And fortunately again, 2 strikes on the hitter.
Yeah.
And he had to swing, and that was the difference. And too good of a pitch for Hosmer to worry about taking, but that was a case of maybe some scout watching Jarrell Cotton, that maybe he looks once and doesn't look again, and that's why Merrifield took off as quickly as he did.
Don't you think, Ray, that I like a base stealer who goes earlier in a count?
Absolutely.
Because it takes the situation that you're talking about, and it allows the hitter to have a chance to knock you in. In this case, Hosmer and Kendrys Morales.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, if you're the runner, you got to get a read, and I understand all that.
But this is the second time through the batting order, and a good block by Stephen Vogt, keeping the ball in front of him. But you should have been able to pick it up earlier because he's had base runners on.
Yeah, yes, he has.
And he's had to throw to first base. I've been instructed to throw. Even the first batter, Dyson.
1-0 to Kendrys Morales. Good changeup. 74 miles an hour. So when you see that velocity, 74, 75, 76, that's the changeup.
It's called Bugs Bunny, and it's a young pitcher by the name of Zach Greinke, who made his debut against the A's, and he threw the changeup at the slow curve with a mid-90s fastball, that same velocity. So you're looking at a 20-mile-an-hour differential.
That's right. Greinke used to just flip that curveball in there.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't do that as much anymore.
No. It's harder, but I saw the velocity of his fastball compared to his curveball. I said, you got to be kidding me. It could go from the 70s to the 90s. But the changeup that Cotton throws is special, especially the screwball effect.
And that's a strike. 2-2.
Interviews likes a high strike. Steven Vogt calling the changeup, and another one. This one floating away from the power hitter. And pitched him carefully last inning, or the first inning, with Dyson at second. Actually at third base when Perez flew out.
And there's the straight changeup again, and he gets his first strikeout. Comes at a good time to a big hitter. So a runner stranded in scoring position, and we're scoreless after 3 in Kansas City. California is brought to you by AAA. Get a free A's Stadium blanket with any new AAA membership. Visit a participating AAA branch today. Restrictions apply. Beautiful look outside Kauffman Stadium. You see the sky, and it's dark blue. But it's also kind of pretty.
Not royal blue?
No. Rain blue. Top of the order for the A's. Tried to get something going against Duffy. The A's have one hit against the Royals left-hander. That was Healy in the second, but he was erased on a double play. Smolinski popped out to first to open up the ball game. That one hit hard to the right side. Merrifield throws wide, and Smolinski safe. It was a routine play. And he had plenty of time.
Yeah, as routine, and Smolinski hustling down the line, and it was routine, and Smolinski just dodged it out of the way as Hosmer had to come off the bag. But routine, very. He just lobbed it over, and because of the hustle of Smolinski, get out of the box, and you never know what could happen. Run hard, and then right at the end avoid a slap tag by the first baseman, and that's what you just do not want to see, especially routine, especially with a pitcher and a pitcher's duel. Little mistakes like that may be enough to cost a team.
So see if the A's can take advantage. Here's Marcus Semien. Semien struck out in the first. Second error in the series for the Royals. They now have 80 errors on the year.
As Ron Washington would always say, just make the routine plays. The spectacular plays will happen. Wash is wearing that cap. I asked Wash, I said, why the soft cap? You going old school on us? He said, no, I forgot my helmet and this one's too big, so I have to use my soft cap.
That's a good reason.
And I said, hey, if you win again, score 16 runs, he said, if I get my good helmet, my right helmet, I'll take my soft cap off. He said the one that Boost gave him was just a little bit too big, so he had to put his soft cap on underneath it.
Yeah, it doesn't look quite right.
But it is old school. I mean, that's the way they'd wear the soft cap, the Scully on top, and when they went out, Hank Aaron did it all the time. Hank just took the helmet off. And he did it a lot of times as he crossed home plate with 715 home runs.
And else was very common back then, Ray, was, and I remember this as a kid, guys would fold their caps up and put them in their back pocket.
That's right.
And then just unfold them. And there's a little bit of an art to flipping the bill under and folding the cap.
Oh, absolutely. But you put it in your back pocket, so when you got on the bases, you just throw your helmet in.
Right at Escobar, and that's going to be a double play. So that was tailor-made. Simeon hit it hard, and it was right at Escobar. He did not have to move either way.
Well, Wash last night, and of course, Wash puts these inspirational messages up as this ball, a sacrifice fly, but the play goes to third. Window overslides, and then here we go. Boop!
Bowling pins.
And in the clubhouse there was a sign up, and it said, they showed the picture, and it says, it's not how hard you fall, it's how quickly you get up.
There you go.
Yeah. So he got up quickly, limped into the dugout. Wash was right on top of the play, and if he could have pushed Wendell back on the bag, he would have. You're right about that. That's old school, folding the cap. You're right.
Stick it in the pocket.
Stick it in the back pocket. You always have to put it in the pocket away from the side you're hitting, because the catcher would tell you get on the other side, because if the ball hits the cap,
it's a good call.
It's basically.
So if you're a right-handed hitter, put the cap in your right pocket.
That's
your
right.
back pocket.
Back pocket. Left-handed hitter the same.
All right. That's
because any part of the body on a hit batter, if the cap is sticking out just a little bit and it's touched, it's considered a hit.
So what did you tell Rico Cardi when he had his wallet in his back pocket?
Oh, he's a teammate. I didn't say anything.
My brother told me that. He
That's
said, you know, Rico played every game with his wallet and cash in his wallet.
Yeah,
it's like, what? He said he was afraid they were going to steal his money.
Didn't trust Cy Bynek's safety box.
Oh, that's funny. Rico Cardi, he could hit.
Campy would put change or something in his back pocket. Mike Paul said, his left-handed pitcher, he said it was so disturbing. He said, I get it coming to the stretch as a left hand, you're looking right at him, and you get ready to throw, you hear that ching ching ching.
Yeah.
He said Campy's stealing the game, because you could hear the change or something in his back pocket. Yeah, Rico'd swing hard, and every time he'd swing hard, you would think he just missed a home run, and that was 600 plate appearances. You know.
Ended up with 20 homers.
Yeah. There's your quick pitch.
Yeah, that was a very close pitch. So again, tight strike zone by Dana DeMuse.
And it may have fooled the home plate umpire, because Duffy went quickly, and it's what you say, out of the stretch there's no rhythmic windup that hitters can get accustomed to, so you better be ready, because out of the stretch he can do anything he wants to do. Now he's going to go back to the deliberate delivery.
And that time it is called a strike on the outside corner side, retired. So 4 strikeouts for Danny Duffy, and he gets another double play grounder. So no scores. We head to the bottom of the 4th.
Grade students and a chance to earn 2 free tickets to a game with the A's Mathletics Workbook program, which engages students to solve baseball-related equations. For more information, visit athletics.com/mathletics. All that screaming in the background is John trying to tell us about the weather forecast and the flags blowing.
Well, we just were shown a Doppler reading. I love when you start using those weather guy terminology. Doppler.
You know what the Doppler was for the Bozzard family at Old Municipal Stadium in Cleveland?
What?
Call
the airport?
Call Hopkins Airport. Hey, how's it look out there? Rain's coming in.
It's coming that way,
That's
right?
That's right. Hey, the airport would know the weather, and there was no Doppler then. So they'd walk in, tell the umpire, you better get ready, it's going to rain.
Simeon has time with Salvador Perez running, and Perez is retired. Well, our trusty stats man John, who does a terrific job, he informed us that the flag's out in right field. They were blowing kind of out of the stadium, and he said when they start to change and start blowing the other way, that means it's going to rain. Well, now they have changed a little bit, so that's what I'm going on. I don't care about the Doppler. I'm just waiting for the flags to go a half rotation more, and then see, that's the kind of information we get from our stats guys here. You just don't know whether to believe that or not. It sounds good, but
I noticed from those flags, if you're a left-handed hitter, don't hit a fly ball because it's going to be knocked down. That's right. The wind is going to knock that ball down. It will not have a chance to go out.
One and one to Alex Gordon. Oh, that's a nasty changeup. 78 miles an hour. Watch this one.
Well, he pulled the string and right over the top, and you fool Alex Gordon. Remember, he took 2 on the 1-2 and 2-2.
Threw it again.
Hey, boy, Rusty, put your foot down, stop it, and then pick it up. Don't be chasing it.
Cotton had an 11-pitch third inning after a 22-pitch second inning. Shallow center. Smolinski hustling in. He dives and he caught it. So a nice play by Jake Smolinski to take a hit away from Alex Gordon.
Well, you cannot afford to break back. You see him on the top of your screen. Came charging in. Headlong dive. And a great play as he rolled over. And the Smolinski family, mom and dad here from Rockford, Illinois, to watch their son play. And pretty good defensive plays behind Terrell Cotton tonight. Smolinski, I hope his wrist is okay after he landed on it, making a great catch. Healy made a very good play at third.
First pitch strike to Kessler Cuthbert. Grounded out to third. And a quick 0-2. Almost seems like, Ray, with Cotton's changeup, because it's so slow velocity wise, he can make a location mistake with it and still get away with it.
That's right. It's all deception. You're right.
I mean, he's throwing at 77, 78 miles an hour. That's the velocity of some guy's big curveball.
Yeah. Well, he throws it to right-handers, and you say, well, why would he do that? It's very dangerous, but it's like a screwball effect, and they can go down and in, just like you say with the directional change. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, so excellent velocity differential between the two. Change up in his fastball.
This one kind of hung on the inner part, but Cuthbert, the only thing he could do with that was hit it foul, and he did, into the upper deck. So 63 pitches for Jarrell Cotton. He's allowed 3 hits so far. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And that one is driven to center. Smolinski's got to hustle back, and it's over his head. Up against the wall, and Cuthbert is going to have a 2-out double.
Now Smolinski, a great play on a softly hit ball. This one hard hit over his head. And he took off and realized no chance. The ball just kept carrying and tried to play the carom off the wall to keep him at a double. And that's the large center field area.
So Cuthbert, 26 doubles. Well, Cotton's got to get Escobar to keep the Royals off the board.
Well, he did a good job against him in the second inning. He chased a couple of bad pitches to get a couple of strikes quickly before he softly hit a ball to third.
Escobar's been a very hot hitter for quite a while, about a month. On the ground, Semien, and he's going to have to hold on to it. So Marcus Semien's going to be real frustrated with himself, because even though Escobar's fast, he had time, and
he charged, and the ball came up, hit him in the heel of the glove, and could not corral it, and faked the first, trying to get Cuthbert rounding the bag. Did that at the Coliseum, and he's a little bit upset, but hey, that's going to happen. Sometimes speed will cause a little bit of that.
So that is the 19th error of the year for Marcus Semien. And now Jarrell Cotton has got to pick up his teammate as he'll face Paulo Orlando. First pitch inside. Orlando grounded out to short to end the second inning. Runner goes, and Stephen Vogt is going to let Escobar have the stolen base. The only guy who matters right now is Orlando.
Going to cover second only after the ball passed the plate was Pinder. He held his position and maybe instructed to do so, and got to second just in case. Stephen Vogt through.
In the hole, base hit left field. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score, and the air really hurts the A's as the Royals take a 2-0 lead. So Orlando gets his 37th and 38th RBIs.
Got a pitch not exactly where he wanted it. 2-0 down the middle, and of course with the stolen base, Escobar's speed able to score easily with the 2-out ground ball base hit. So that's why when you talk about mistakes, the mistakes happen, and when they do, you hope that the team does not capitalize, but the Royals have. And Jarrell Cotton, a couple of unearned runs in this inning, but I think you said it best. You pick up your teammate, and he just made too good of a pitch.
So now Dyson steps up.
Just wonder too, Kipe, if the Royals are reading something with Cotton's delivery that timing-wise, he's not getting the ball to the plate as quickly because they have speed and they're not afraid to run, regardless of the situation.
Yeah, Orlando, the runner at first, he's 12 for 14 in steal attempts. Oh, 1 to Gerard Dyson. Healy in a step on the grass and a changeup, and Dyson lays off 1-1. Dyson singled and stole the base in the first. He ended up being stranded at third, and then he popped to short in the third. Pinder back, and he's going to get there, and he makes the catch. Side retired. 2 unearned runs as Paulo Orlando gets the big 2-out RBI hit. 2-0 Kansas City. By the GoPro Grand Prix of Sonoma, Sunday, September 18th at Sonoma Raceway. Get your tickets to the Verizon IndyCar Series season finale at sonomaraceway.com. Royals 2, the A's nothing. It's the top of the 5th inning. Chris Davis to lead it off. And Davis drives one right center field. And that baby's gone. Number 37 for Chris Davis.
Quieted this place down, didn't it? 37-90. And a fastball and a great swing by Chris Davis on a first pitch heater. And he has that kind of power. Duffy looking at it thinking, well, maybe it goes to right center for a double. Not this man swinging. Wow. Opposite field with that kind of power.
So here's Ryan Healy now, 2-1 game. Breaking ball for a strike to Healy. There it is. So I guess that answers the question, does a baseball float? Yes, it does. So his 12th home run to right field. This one hit to right field, but in the ballpark. Orlando backs up.
Does the ball float? That's good.
Now we know that it does. 424 feet was the announced distance on that home run. But this is why, again, our stat man John is great. He wrote it down. 424 feet announced. Probably more. So it's important to not only get the information, but then, you know,
did he say
give
probably
us his
more?
Oh yeah, right there. See, probably more. So
very conservative.
I think it's important to not only get the information, but then to receive, you know, a little opinion from the stat man as well. That's what he says. Probably more.
Well, what did he say last night about the one he hit to left center that's still going?
Stephen Vogt hit into a 4-6-3 double play. His first at bat.
Not many lefties will face Danny Duffy, and when they do, their average is well under 200. So Stephen Vogt catching Terrell Cotton tonight, as he did last Wednesday, getting the better behind the plate.
Little pop up toward Merrifield. So that's out number 2. Then that'll bring up Eibner. Eibner hit a ground ball to second in the 3rd inning. Eibner with a couple of hits last night and 3 runs scored.
Well, I think you said it best. Last night was offense, tonight pitching.
Yep.
And it's scratch out runs, and that's why you don't want to be giving extra runs, the unearned runs. That's a column you want to try to avoid having a big number. And let's not forget, last night the bullpen of the Royals used a whole bunch of guys not named: Herrera, Davis, and Soria. And those guys are available. And you said today all he was trying to do was get it close enough to bring in those guys. It did not work out.
So Chris Davis with another home run. He's got 37 home runs on the year, and it's now a 2-1 Royals lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Of the 5th inning. It'll be Merrifield, Hosmer, and Morales, the 2-3-4 hitters against Jarrell Cotton. A couple of unearned runs for the Royals in the 4th inning. Chris Davis got the A's on the board with a homer in the top of this inning. Merrifield has hit a fly ball to center, and he has singled. 1 for 5 in the series.
Gotten 102 pitches in his debut last Wednesday. 75 now, so you're probably looking. He hopes 7 innings. See if he can get through the next 3. The limited pitch count. Try to keep it where it is right now.
Not close. 2-1. And this one's popped up. Fastball, but 91 miles an hour, but he got it just in enough on Merrifield, and he just could not quite get the bat head out. So a good pitch, and that's out number 1.
His variation on the fastball, velocity-wise, 88, 89, 92, and this fastball. Actually, the ball that has been hit the hardest, the ball to center field that was hit by Cuthbert last inning. The fastball that kind of ran in also. He's getting a movement side to side. Started outside, but running too much in the middle of the plate.
Hosmer with a big swing, and he rolls it right toward his dugout. Hosmer has grounded out twice. So he's 0 for 5 in the series.
Talking last night about his debut, 3-6-3 double play. He was saying, I knew Matsui was going to hit a bullet to me, and he did. And he turned to 3-6-3 the first inning, and you're right, Kat. He knew he was going to be a good first baseman.
Oh yeah.
Hideki Matsui, one of the nicest guys too, wasn't he?
He was awesome.
Nice gentleman.
Hey, he actually said hi to us. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
1-2 to Eric Hosmer. High fastball, and he had a good rip.
Well, Eric Hosmer is always good, and he was good here. World Series Game 1. A fly ball, right field, get down, score. Game over. Okay, that's a walk-off sac fly, but what he did also, scoring that run. And David Wright threw the ball to first base.
Yeah, that was game.
It was 5.
5, yeah, that's right. They were
down. Yeah.
They were down to their last couple outs.
Yeah. He was at third. Ground ball to David Wright. He kept coming down the line and trying to think the first baseman made a bad throw to the plate.
Yeah, Duda.
Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, that's
right.
It was 2-1. If the Mets win that game, the series is tied 2-2.
Right.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah, you're right.
All of a sudden, it's 3-1, and now you're kind of stole a game from the Mets. They stole a bunch of games in the postseason. Did the Royals? That's what they did. They're a little bit like the Cubs this year, where you just cannot put them away. Right. They keep coming back.
Ed Yo said it was special. He said they knew in spring training of 2015, after losing in 14, he said these guys knew they were going to win. And they came out of the chute, out of spring training, winning, took it all the way to winning the World Series. But Hosmer said, what a dash. He said, I don't know what I was doing. I just took off. Mm-hmm. And it's probably a run scored that they did not expect to score. That was the second out, right throwing to first. But the return throw to the plate was bad. And it went from 1985 winning World Championship, first time postseason 14, won it in 15. Long stretch.
In the air toward left for Chris Davis. And Davis waits, and Davis grabs it. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. A little bit more about last year. 95 wins as they finished with the best record in the American League. Of course, they had all-stars all over the place. Why not? There's the come from behind wins. And when it all ended up, the celebration. They won it in New York.
Quite a parade in downtown Kansas City also.
So lose it in 2014, come back and win it in 2015. That's pretty impressive.
2014, Joe Panic doesn't make the play he made.
No question.
Glove hand, flip to second, turn the double play with Hosmer. It's 1st and 3rd. Nobody out. Instead, it's a double play. And probably the play, really, the World Series. Then what the Gordon hit the ball to left center, a couple of errors, and he ends up at 3rd, and Perez comes up. Could not drive him in. Something that he did do against the A's in extra innings. But the one thing that Joe said, you know, you go to the World Series and you have a short amount of time, and he's talking about conditioning and getting ready for next season. And, you know, they've come into this season not playing as well. Change up and then a fastball. Cotton's got it.
So a good bounce back inning by Jarrell Cotton, and we're on to the 6th. 2-1 Royals. And the home of the official postgame show of the team, Sunday to Sunday. The home of the authentic Raiders fan is CSN. Raiders will be home this week at the Coliseum to take on the Falcons. 2-1 game, top of the 6th inning. Danny Duffy back to work, facing Nono Nunez. Duffy 60 pitches, so his pitch count's pretty good, and he's thrown just 27 pitches in the last 3 innings.
Well, the combination of high strikeout, low walks, so he's going to have the pitch count work in his favor.
No walks, 4 strikeouts. Highest strike percentage, Danny Duffy. Hey, Bartolo Colon's on that list. What a surprise.
What do you throw? Fastball. What percentage? 100. Great hitter, though. You have to really be patient with him and worry about his swing.
1-2 the count to Nunez, who hit a line drive to the second baseman in the 3rd inning. Had a pinch hit appearance last night, and he grounded out.
Another one from Valencia, Venezuela.
Yep. 23 home runs for Nunez in AAA this year. And that one not close. Pinder to follow, and then Smolinski here in the 6th. Good swing there by Nunez on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Duffy. High fastball, and he got him swinging. He chased that time. And Duffy gets strikeout number 5.
Well, it's one thing he'll do, inside target, and very aggressive swinging by Nunez. A pitch that a little bit more patience needed. Big swing on the 2-strike. Shorten the swing a little bit. Somebody's very proud of what the A's are doing now at this level is Keith Lippman, Director of Player Development. He sees a lot of these players. Steve Scarsoni, the AAA manager. Ryan Christensen, a AA.
Pinder hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd. Rolls that one foul. So 0-2 to Chad Pinder. Five hits and 34 at bats for Pinder. Well, the first inning 17. That's the most. Missed again, and now it's 2-2. Changeup. And another good take by Pinder, and he's worked the count full.
But if he doesn't walk a lot, should be a fastball. It's about his first 3-2 count all night. First 3-ball count. Target inside, should be a fastball.
And it was at 95 miles an hour, and Pinder swings through it.
2017 season ticket memberships are on sale right now. Whether you want to renew your membership or join the party, visit athletics.com/2017. Find all the benefits that A's membership has to offer, including early bird incentives, exclusive experiences, half-price parking, flexible ticket exchange program, and more. You can even lock in your 2017 seating location. Visit athletics.com/2017. Join the party today.
Join the party. Get you ready for 2017. Smolinski has popped out and reached on an air. Heard a rumor about the schedule next year that we are here very, very, very early.
Making it sound like opening day.
Not opening day, but I guess from what I've heard, it could be the Royals opening day.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know.
He's got the Mariners their opener last year or this year.
Drive toward right center. Dyson on the move, and Dyson will get there, make the catch. Side retired. So that's 6 in a row retired by Duffy since the Davis home run. Royals lead 2-1.
Insider Podcast is live on CSNCalifornia.com. Log on each week as Insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. This week's Joe's guest is Chris Davis. Just hit a big home run tonight. He's Insider Podcast with Joe Stiglitz. CSNCalifornia.com, sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition. Also available on iTunes.
2-1, the Royals lead the A's. It's the bottom of the 6th inning.
Where's that fountain? That wasn't here.
No.
Downtown?
I think it's right next to our hotel.
Plaza. That's beautiful. Bet that was blue last October.
Yeah, right. There's a line drive left field, and that's a base hit. That was a changeup that was up, and Perez did wait on it. So leadoff single.
That's for the babies, just said, for Johan, born yesterday. Jamie Quirke, former catcher of the Athletics back in the 8-9 World Series. Of course, a longtime catcher, works as a manager for the Royals in their minor league system. Just finished, came back home. He lives in Kansas City. And as he said, I always appreciated my time in Oakland thanks to Mr. Haas, because I have my home because of Mr. Haas and working and catching for the A's. So he is managing in the Kansas City Royals minor league system, and he said he actually saw Jarrell Cotton pitch and was very impressed with it.
Cotton facing Alex Gordon. Gordon is 0 for 2. Popped up toward Chris Davis. Gordon fires his bat all the way toward the dugout, and he's a little frustrated as Davis takes care of it. 1 away, and that'll bring up Cuthbert. Lots of important games going on again tonight. The Orioles leading the Red Sox 5-2. That game in Boston, and Liam Hendriks starts to throw for the A's. 94 pitches for Jarrell Cotton. Cotton trying to get through the 6th as he faces Cuthbert. Strike on the outside corner. Cuthbert can't believe it. Now, the Red Sox won last night 12-2, but the Orioles trying to even up that 3-game series at a game apiece. 5-2 in the 5th. Rays leading the Blue Jays 3-2, bottom of the 6th in Toronto. A tight game. Rays won last night, or the Jays won last night 3-2. The magic numbers are out, Ray. The Chicago Cubs have a magic number of 3.
Yeah, I heard that.
Tight AL East. So the Red Sox leading. Blue Jays 2 back, Orioles 3 back. Jays and Orioles are the 2 wildcard teams right now. So the Cubs have a magic number of 3. The Rangers have a magic number of 9. And the Nationals have a magic number of 9. Those are the only teams that have magic numbers under 10. Just missed. 3-1.
Well, the just miss is just perfect.
Starting to rain.
Just watch the fans.
They are on the move.
That's going to bring rain.
Died. It may. Hang in there, Ryan Healy, through the raindrops. And he grabs it. So that's out number 2. Well, we were a little concerned about this happening. There's a big front on its way right over Kansas City, and it is just now arriving.
There's not a lot of protection for the fans down below or in the upper deck. I mean, you can only take so many seats behind and up above the below the overhang, and bring your umbrellas and your rain gear. And only in this sport do you even see umbrellas. Football, they wouldn't even think about it, would they?
No. Well, they may bring them out, but probably not. So 2 outs. Here's Escobar. So that was pitch number 100 for Jarrell Cotton. And that start on Wednesday, he threw 102 pitches.
But you're right about finishing, and I think Bob Melvin would love to see him finish it. And Escobar hurt his hand on the changeup, thrown very nicely by Cotton.
And Vogt has it slip past him, and Salvador Perez heads to second.
Now the ball hit right in front of the plate, and Stephen Vogt came up. Ball kind of stayed down, and a little dancing with Dana DeMuth.
Hendricks is ready out in the bullpen. Escobar, base hit right field. Salvador Perez rounds third. They're waving him home. Eibner's throw to the plate is there. The tag, and no, he dropped the ball. And Perez, did he touch the base? Yes, he did. Cotton picked up the ball and tagged him, but Perez had touched the base on the slide, and Vogt could not handle it. Perez was going to be out.
Yeah.
But Stephen Vogt just could not come up with it cleanly, and it's a run for the Royals.
Eibner's playing shallow, strong throw, one hop. Dana DeMuth actually called him out, but lost the ball and then said safe. And Cotton, of course, tried to tag him, but he'd already said he had crossed the plate. So the wild pitch, Stephen Vogt trying to catch and tag, lost it, and Dana DeMuth right on top of it.
So Escobar with the RBI hit, and that will do it for Jarrell Cotton. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Escobar, he's had a shot at him. Never an easy play for a catcher. And Perez was able to, he touched home plate with his hand. Stephen Vogt never really had control of the ball.
Problem for Stephen Vogt and the A's, of course, run scoring, but Dana DeMuth called him out. And had he held on, it would have been an out, but unfortunately could not. So the line for Jarrell Cotton, and unfortunately 2 unearned runs, and then this run.
And Escobar went to second on that throw home, so he is in scoring position for Paulo Orlando. So 2 big 2-out hits in this game for the Royals. Orlando's 2-run single in the 4th. And the hit by Escobar here in the 6th. One count. So Liam Hendricks on in relief of Cotton. Hendricks pitched on Sunday against the Seattle Mariners, 1 inning. Since back from the disabled list, which was on June 19th, Hendricks at 2.29 ERA. So he was not good before the DL. He's been very good since coming back. Count stays 1-2 to Orlando.
Yeah, they just rejuvenated something. The fastball has been outstanding. Breaking ball, and just Mel and Kurt Young using him just perfectly to the point that he is, seems like he's sharp every time he takes them out.
And Vogt picks it up, but not before Escobar alertly goes to third.
Another hard slider, and Stephen Vogt tried to block. Actually blocked it, but the speed of Escobar not being held at second base, secondary lead, he got a huge jump. Stephen Vogt, why take a chance? And you hurry your throw, may not work out the way you want it.
Two pitch, and he got him swinging. So Hendricks gets the strikeout. Royals get a run. 7th inning coming up. Royals 3, A's 1.
His second major league start, and great changeup getting Morales to the strikeout. Great defense that he had playing as Marcus Semien, and a good play by Valencia at first base, and Jake Smolinski on a softly hit ball by Gordon with a diving catch. Stayed healthy, and he leaves after giving up just 1 earned run of the 3. So Terrell Cotton hoping his club can come back and score some runs, get back in the game as the rain keeps coming down.
Yeah, it's a very, very light rain, but could be the way it's going to be the rest of the night. Semien has struck out and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Danny Duffy 76 pitches so far. Slider low. Rangers leading the Astros 1-0. That game in the top of the 4th inning in Houston. Rangers beat the Astros again last night, 4-3 in 12 innings.
What was your note? That was a good note.
You want my note?
I love that.
Okay.
That's a great note.
All right, I'll give it to you.
The Astros don't want to hear it, but I think our audience would be wanting to hear it.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. So we'll wait for it.
Okay. So the Astros are 3-14 against the Rangers this year.
Yeah.
And so Texas has a 10.5 game lead over the Astros in the division. And this one's popped up foul. Now, you can't do this, but if you could, if you took away the 3-14 record the Astros have against the Rangers, and you take away the 14-3 record the Rangers have against the Astros, there would be a half game difference.
Wow.
The Astros 72-55, the Rangers 72-56. So you think it doesn't mean something when you
play within
the division? And there's a walk. So good start for the A's here in the 7th. As we said, the Rangers with a magic number of 9. But the Seattle Mariners, boy, they are making some noise, huh?
Yeah.
Won again last night. They've won 6 in a row, and coming into tonight's action, they're only 2.5 back in the wild card. So the Mariners starting to do their thing. Question is it too late? So the Mariners, there they are, 2.5 back. Now underneath the Mariners, the Astros are 3.5, and then the Royals are 4. Kind of a fascinating race, especially with those AL East teams, knowing that they're all going to bang up against each other for the final 2.5 weeks. They're all going to play each other.
You know what I was surprised to see today? That the Dodgers, they were talking about the number of starts by rookie pitchers.
Yeah, they lead, huh?
Dodgers at 61. Now, why would Jarrell Cotton? I mean, sure, they get a veteran in Rich Hill, but not a young starter, rookie like Jarrell Cotton. They let him go, and A's are very happy. Rich Hill pitched well and pitching well for the Dodgers. But 61 starts by rookies.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And the A's have 51, now 52 tonight.
Dodgers and the Yankees playing a very intriguing interleague series. John Axford throwing for the A's.
Now both teams need to win.
Yeah. Yankees, saw him on that wild card list, 2 back. Sliced down the right field line, but it is just foul. Dodgers have the 4-game lead over the Giants, but they still play each other 6 times. Saw today where Vin Scully said Dodgers certainly going to make the postseason, but he will not do any postseason radio for the Dodgers.
He's finished on the October 2nd game.
That's it. In San Francisco. That's his last game. Done.
I want to say Tom Hamilton told the story about the great late Herb Score. In '97 when they were in Florida and they lost it, he closed up the Herb Score book and said, "See you later."
Man, that's a tough way to go out, though, losing Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah, and had the lead.
Tap towards Escobar. He charges, shuffles the second for 1, back to first, double play. 6-4-3 double play, and Simeon is wiped out on the bases. So that's 3 double plays turned by the Royals tonight, and that is huge.
One of the 2nd, 4th, now the 7th. That is very big because you get a leadoff walk, and you like to see some good things happen with the leadoff walk, but a double play, tailor-made double play.
So Chris Davis steps up with 2 outs. Got a pitch up and out over the plate. fouled it into the upper deck. Davis with a home run in the 5th to deep right center field. And that one missed a little bit inside. This is what Chris Davis did in the 5th. Watch where this ball goes. It's like a left-handed power hit.
Get some line on that ball and catch some fish.
Yep.
Let it bob out there for you.
And he hits this one in the air to right field, but Orlando's going to go back a couple steps, make the catch. So double play. Big couple outs for Duffy, and we have reached the 7th inning stretch.
California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Hey, we got in-depth sports news for the Bay Area fan. It's Sportsnet Central, brought to you by Hyundai, and it's tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, CSN Bay Area. Hear from Chip Kelly the day after the 49ers Week 1 win. Matt Nioka will have the full 49ers report, and the Raiders are in the national spotlight. Med-free Dave Feldman will host. So John Axford comes in as he's the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Athletics. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. So bottom of the 7th, A's trailing 3-1. Axford on for his 61st appearance. First pitch to Gerard Dyson is bounced over the head of Ryan Healy. See if Dyson tries for 2. No. I was just about to say Healy in on the grass a couple steps, but before I could, Dyson bounced it right over his head. Not a lot you can do.
No, he just slapped it and hit hard in front of home plate. And Ryan Healy expecting to bunt, but that ball over his head. Good job by Chris Davis playing shallow and charging the ball to get it back in, because Dyson had thoughts of second.
So Dyson 2 for 4 out of that leadoff spot. He stole the base in the 1st inning. So don't be surprised if he tries to do it again. First pitch to Whit Merrifield is a fastball, just missed. Royals have 18 games left after tonight's game, 12 home and 6 on the road. So they're running out of time on the calendar. 18 games left. 4 games off the pace, and that one's rolled into right field for a base hit. Dyson was on the move, and he'll make it to third without a problem. First and third, and nobody out. So that's pretty well executed by the Kansas City Royals.
Dyson was taking off, and this ball just guided into right field. It's almost like a Kevin Seitzer hit, with Pinder started to go over to second base. With the ball into right field, and first and third, nobody out.
So here's Eric Hosmer. His bullpen is quiet. Hosmer is 0 for 3 in tonight's game. He was 0 for 3 last night. He's trying to get to 100 RBIs. He's sitting on 91.
That's a great opportunity to get at least one. Infield playing about halfway, just in case there is a play, and he's trying to keep the Royals from adding on. As a result, they're playing the A's infield halfway.
High fastball, no swing. Hosmer's career high in RBIs was last year, 93. He did that with 18 home runs. So his 23 home runs is a career high, and he's 3 RBIs away from setting an RBI career high. Hit to Pinder. Pinder's coming home, and did Vogt tag him? Yes, he did. A little snow cone, but he was able to hold on, and the speedy Gerard Dyson is thrown out at the plate.
You know, with Pinder playing where he is, I don't know if they would have gotten more than a run at first base if Dyson had stayed, and not really the greatest time to go on contact, which he did. Great play, though. Stephen Vogt got him on the backside, right around the hip, as Pinder's throw into the runner. Stephen Vogt, this time with the glove, the catch, and the tag.
Close play.
There are times that you run, contact usually is with 1 out. There was nobody out. That Dyson took off, and if he does not run, I don't know, the Pinder turns 2. So worst case is going to be first and third. Might have been second and third. Merrifield on the move and good speed. Now he's at second.
And here's Kendrys Morales. Swing and a miss. Morales is 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a walk.
Well, look where the tag on the left hip by Stephen Vogt. As Dyson tried to go around the plate, he got him on the hip. Dana DeMuth not only had the runner coming into him, kept his eyes on the tag all the way.
Line drive foul. How about that? 2 for 8. 0 for 0.
And the 2 hits for the Royals have come, like you said, with the 2 outs, driving in all 3 runs. And the home run by Chris Davis, nobody on base, so that's not a hit with the runner in scoring position.
Oh, 2 to Kendrys Morales. Fouls that one straight back. 2 booths over. So Axford trying desperately to keep it a 3-1 game. Royals now have 9 hits in the game. The A's with just 2. Kendrys Morales, always a good RBI man.
You know, Cap, he's perfectly suited for the Royals. He's strictly DH. They don't need his defense. They don't need him to really play, just hit. He does a good job doing that.
It's nice to have a switch hitter in the middle of your lineup as well.
Talking last night after the game about the true DH, and here's another one. Kendrys Morales is that type, just like Big Papi, David Ortiz. Butler before he was let go.
So 2-2 the count. Yeah, the conversation we were having was just about the old-fashioned DH. Only thing he does is hit. And certainly Morales is one of those guys. But the point we were making is there's not as many of those as there used to be.
Right.
David Ortiz will be gone after this year.
Well, he actually first came in 1973. There were a lot of National League players who pretty much could not play defensively anymore, came to the American League, and they're strictly DHs.
2-2 pitch. Bounce to short. He should be able to turn two. Out at second. The throw to first is in time.
Fortunately, because that's a run.
That is a run. Whitfield came all the way around and he was going to score. It was a close play at first, so it's probably worth the Royals taking a look. We'll see what they do. Here's the play at first. And he was out.
Yeah, just barely, but got in, fortunately.
So big double play, and the Royals do not score. 8th inning coming up. 3-1 Kansas City. The 8th inning here at Kauffman Stadium. Danny Duffy still out there. Why not? He's been very good tonight. He's got 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and through 7 innings, the pitch count is pretty good. That was pitch number 91. Well, that light rain that fell for about a half an inning, looks like that has stopped for now. That one is belted to center, and it's deep, and that baby is gone.
Wow.
Ryan Healy with the long home run, and it's 3-2. So Ryan Healy having a terrific series. That may have been his longest home run.
I think it was, because to the left of where Chris Davis hit it last night, fastball, he lifted the leg, got the foot down, and crushed. And he's got some power. And the ball into left center, and a shot, and see where it lands. In left center, and
boy, up above those seats. Stephen Vogt goes after the first pitch and lifts one toward left where Gordon waits. And Gordon grabs it for the first down. Well, that one estimated at 437 feet.
You know, it's amazing, Kipe, and I know you said about the pitch count for Duffy, but usually whenever the Royals have a lead, 7th inning on, the big boys come in.
Yep.
And tonight, Duffy pitches in the 8th inning. Now it's a 1-run game, and of course they have the guys in the bullpen, but right now it's a lefty, and the guys I'm thinking about, Davis, Soria, and Herrera, are right-handed.
It's Matt Stram, left-handed. So 1-0 the count to Brett Eibner.
Chiefs knew a guy named Stram, didn't they?
That's right. Matriculate the ball down the field. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Hank Stram. Yeah. Chiefs head coach, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's Monday Night Football.
.110 is the pitch count high for Duffy this year. He's done that twice. Right now at 96 and a 3-0 count to Eibner. Pumps it in there first strike, 91 miles an hour. Duffy has gone 8 or more innings 3 times this year. And it's a walk. So now Ned Yost, he's coming out. So that's the second walk given up by Danny Duffy. Ned Yost has not made the call to the bullpen yet. Now he has. So Danny Duffy, very good 7 1/3 innings tonight. When it's time for change, think speedy, oil change, and tune-up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Oakland Athletics team photo presented by Zevia, the zero-calorie soda. Sunday, September the 25th at the A's versus Rangers game. 10,000 fans. Go home with a 2016 team photo. It's a perfect souvenir for your home or your office. For information and tickets, head to athletics.com/tickets.
So top of the 8th, A's have the tying run at first with one out. Matt Strom comes in. Quick throw. Diving back is Eibner.
Strom, predominantly a fastball pitcher. Does have the assortment of pitches, but likes to throw the 2 and 4 seam fastball.
Done a good job in his short time. 15th appearance, but 22 strikeouts in 16 innings.
He looks young, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Junior in high school, maybe. That's strong. Facing Renato Nunez. And this one hit high and fouled. Good swing by Nunez. 1-1 the count.
And what a great time for Nunez to get his first hit. Danny Duffy. 7 1/3. 98 pitches. A couple of walks, something's unusual for him. Something another lefty quite good throughout his career, Jamie Moyer. Longtime pitcher. He did something every time he started, and I saw Duffy doing the same thing. As he left the mound, he looked at the umpire and he said, "Nice job."
Huh.
That'll get you some points. Fastball way inside to Nunez.
Eibner, good speed at first. There's a shot just foul. Broken bat, little chunk of the bat chipped off right near home plate.
Just out in front a little bit too much, and it stayed fair. Get a chance to get it past Cuthbert at third base. Ed Yost, it just seems surprising that he has the right-handers in the bullpen here in the 8th inning. It brings the lefty in, and so a lot of confidence at Strom, especially facing the righties.
A little pop up behind third. Cuthbert has it. Strom able to get the right-handed hitting Nunez, and now he'll face Pinder. Well, what a treat if you in your bullpen you have a left-hander who can get right-handed hitters out. Ryan Dull has been warming up. Now he's just waiting it out. Soria is out in the Royals bullpen. Pinder takes a pitch up and away. Trying to strand an inherited runner. He's 13 for 15 in that category this year. Matt Strom. Missed again, and now it's 2-0. So Pinder's sitting in the driver's seat as far as the count goes. Short lead by Eibner at first. And Pinder takes a strike.
That's a pitch to rake down the left field line, and watch Eibner run. He can run. Hit a ball in the gap, and Pinder might get a ribby with the runner at first.
Defense straight up for Pinder. Strike on the inside corner. So it's 2-2.
Well, it goes inside, and that's exactly where Perez had set up.
I think that's a strike.
Yeah.
Little jam shot, slowly hit to third, and Cuthbert double clutches, and everybody's safe. So it'll be a hit. So Cuthbert could not get a good grip on it, and that forced him to double clutch.
And fortunately, double clutch, because he's going to be out otherwise, and it's going to be the last righty he's going to face. And A's, a couple of home runs, and we showed the runners in score position 0 for 0. Well, we've got a runner out there now looking for a 2-out hit, and it'll have to come against Akeem Soria.
So 3-2, A's have the tying run at second base.
MLB.com at bat app. Stay up to the moment, any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet.
So the A's have a run in thanks to the Healy home run, and now they need a base hit to tie this up. They're going to send up a pinch hitter. It's going to be Yonder Alonso to face Joakim Soria. Soria, big free agent signing in the offseason for the Royals. He's got an ERA of 4.06, and he's appeared in 63 games. So Soria, longtime reliever. He's going to face Yonder Alonso.
And Joey Wendell in at first base to pinch run for Pinder. So some moves being made.
First pitch to Alonso is a strike at the knee. Here's Joey Wendell. Eibner is the runner to keep your eye on. He's at second base, and he is the tying run. Drive towards center. Dyson racing back, and it's over his head. One run's going to score. Here comes Joey Wendell. He's going to score, and the A's have taken the lead. Monster hit for Yonder Alonso.
What a great hit. You hit a ball that hard, it goes over the speedy Dyson's head. A center cut fastball, maybe off speed actually, and all the way from first base, Joey Wendell as Yonder Alonso, a pinch hit, 2-run double. Dyson ran out of room, jumped over his head, and the A's get a hit with 2 outs and runner in scoring position, a big 2-out hit. Wow.
So Yonder Alonso, a pinch hit, 2-run double. And the A's have scored 3 times here in the 8th inning.
Duffy did something tonight that he does very infrequently. He walked 2 batters. Soria just has really not done some of the things that he had done in the past, especially for the Royals, and that's probably why there was a chorus of boos as soon as the ball went over Dyson's head.
So now 1-1 to Semien.
Home run by Healy, a walk, 1-out walk to Eibner.
And there's a base hit to left field. Here comes Alonso, and Gordon misplays it, and Alonso will score, and it's 5-3.
Well, that was going to be a tough call for Ron Washington. You have a Gold Glove outfielder, and what a shock to have him bobble the ball, but Alonso did not break stride to third base, and that allowed Ron Washington to send him. Breaking ball, like last night, he hit a 3-run home run on a hanging slider this time, and what a huge run too. And Gordon coming in, great assist, left fielder, but charged it. Ball took an erratic hop, and he couldn't handle it. That was a big hit again by Marcus Semien.
And now Valencia hits. So 4 hits and a walk in this inning, and the A's have scored 4 times to take a 5-3 lead. Well, here's something to think about, Ray. Generally, you get Kelvin Herrera in the 8th inning, and then Wade Davis in the 9th inning.
Yes.
But keep this in mind, Wade Davis just off the disabled list. He had some elbow injury.
Yeah.
He saved the game on Saturday, and he saved the game on Sunday. So he was not available yesterday, and just saying, is that part of the thought process here? Because I think under a normal situation, Kelvin Herrera is in the game here, but maybe Kelvin Herrera was being saved for the 9th.
Yeah, it could have been. But the one thing Ned Yost said about last night, he was trying to get to those guys.
Yeah.
So, you know, to your point, I understand, but it is a shock even to see Duffy to go out in the 8th inning, coming out in the 8th inning, much less pitch into the 8th inning as he did. And Ed Yost sitting on 999 victories in his managerial career.
Towards center, Dyson again racing back. He'll get this one. So Yonder Alonso with a 2-out, 2-run double. A's got a little help defensively, and then Marcus Semien knocked him in. So the A's score 4 times in the 8th inning, and they lead 5-3.
By authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Inside, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. So the big number is in the 8th inning. The A's score 4 times to take a 5-3 lead. 5-6-1 for the A's. 3-9-1 for the Royals. Jarrell Cotton, pretty good. A couple of unearned runs here. Danny Duffy was great, but Danny Duffy's going to get a no decision. So I think he walked off the mound feeling pretty good about the chance of getting a win, and just like that, it's gone. Slowly tapped up the third base line. Healy has it. His throw in time. So first pitch swinging, Salvador Perez, and he grounds out.
And fortunately, it was the big guy running, Perez. Anybody else on this team that's got some speed? Perez does not. And Healy right over the top, quick throw. And Alonso, who stayed in the game at first base, able to take the throw. But Ryan Healy this time no bobble and makes a very good play.
Well, he took a huge chunk of turf up. In fact, a couple chunks in. He did his best to replace his divot. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It's Ryan Dole here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So he gets the first out, and here's Alex Gordon.
And we always talk about, and what Bob Melvin, every manager wants to do is add on. You look at the Royals last inning. Lead off single. Another single, first and third. Dyson goes on a ground ball out at the plate. A's turn a double play. And if it's not a double play, a run scores. And, you know, it could have been an inning for the Royals to add on.
Yeah, you had first and third and your 3-4 hitters coming up. The Royals could not get a run home. You saw the changes. Alonso at first, Wendell at second, Valencia now in right, Eibner now in center. So Smolinski's out, and Pinder's out. And Gordon pops a foul back, 2-2 the count. Cuthbert to follow. What else too, Ray, is the Pinder ground ball that really should have been the third out.
That's exactly right.
But Cuthbert could not get a clean throw off. He double clutched. He ended up making a throw, but it would have been the third out.
That's right.
And he couldn't do it. You think about that. That's it. That's the end of the inning, and the A's score just the Healy home run. That's it.
3-2, and figure Herrera's going to come in.
3-2 pitch to Gordon. Hit hard. Nice play. Yonder Alonso dulls there in time. 2 outs. So Yonder Alonso seems like he's done this about 100 times this year.
Well, and you said it best. Going to his right, probably nobody better. Diving, nice feed to Dull getting there. Caught the ball, then braced himself on the ground as he got in a position to make the flip over to his pitcher covering.
Yeah, if you're a first baseman, being able to go to your right, being really good at going to your right is huge, because you're not going to go to your left very often.
That's right.
So 2 outs for Chesler Cuthbert. Dull trying to keep momentum with the Athletics. Good pitch, 1-1. The Royals are in that desperation mode where they just cannot afford to lose games, let alone give games away. On the right field line, and it is just foul.
Well, you could just tell the difference in a ball club trying to make something happen. Actually, the A's in 2014, the best record in the first half, struggled in the second half, finally won on the last day of the season, shut out by Sonny Gray in Texas to play these Royals in a playing game. And it was a struggle for the A's. They got it. Royals, though, did not have the best record in the first half. They did not collapse in the second half and take it down to the wire. They're trying to get to somebody.
Healy gets a nice big hop, throws to first, and Ryan Dull has a nice 3-up, 3-down inning. 9th inning coming up. It's the A's 5 and the Royals 3. Game 3 of this 4-game series. It'll be Sean Manaea and Yordano Ventura. Our coverage starts at 3:30 with A's pregame live. And don't ever forget, you're going to get complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and at CSNCalifornia.com. The home of A's baseball is CSN. So Sean Manaea, former Kansas City Royal farmhand, going up against Yordano Ventura. So that'll be a big time for Sean Manaea. Sure, he would love to do well. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Peter Moylan comes in. 42nd game out of the Royals bullpen, and he faces Chris Davis. Davis drives one toward right field. Orlando is there. The 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. And that'll bring up Ryan Healy. Healy is 4 for 7 in this series. A double, a homer, 3 RBIs. He's also walked a couple of times. His average at .299.
And really enjoying playing Major League Baseball.
Oh, man.
And why shouldn't he? Get a chance to play locked in at third base. You're playing every day, making the plays defensively. You're working at it to stay here, appreciating the opportunity and always realizing everybody's talking about a kid named Matt Chapman, and you're playing third base here, and everybody's talking about the youngster who was drafted in 2014. I think Ryan Healy has kind of set himself up in this organization. With this ball, this is what you're looking for, a power at third base. And he put it way over in left center field, not in the fountains, but pretty close.
Moreland, the pitcher, juggles it, and he cannot pick it up. So it's going to be an error. Second error tonight by the Kansas City Royals.
Such an easy play. Off the plate. Momentum carrying from first base. Catch the ball first. He closed his glove too soon, then tried to flip it quickly. Never had the ball in his hand.
Now 3 errors in the series by the Royals. Here's Stephen Vogt. Stephen Vogt tonight is 0 for 3. He was 3 for 3 last night. Little slider spins in there from Moylan. Matson is ready to go out in the A's bullpen.
This time last year he was in the other bullpen.
Yep. Field, nice play there on the first, not quite in time. And Merrifield makes a nice play, and the A's, now 2 outs, will have Vogt at first base.
Well, you want to get the lead runner, and he did. Excellent play, and even tried to get a double play, could not.
So with 2 outs, Eibner steps up. Eibner 0 for 2 with a walk. More action for Moylan. He takes care of this one. Side retired. So we are headed to the bottom of the 9th.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a superhero fireworks presented by AAA. These post-game fireworks will be set to some of the best music from superhero movies. Dress as your favorite characters and enjoy the show from the outfield grass as long as space is available. Enjoy an A's game and then superhero fireworks right after. Seize your tickets at athletics.com/fireworks. That is the final weekend of your Oakland A's baseball at the Coliseum. Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Rangers. Fireworks on the Friday.
So the A's leading 5-3. Bottom of the 9th inning, Ryan Madson comes in looking for his 30th save of the year. His bullpen has done a good job tonight. Hendricks, Axford, Dull. 2 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. Now it's up to Madson to get the final 3 outs as he faces Alcides Escobar. And the first pitch is a ball.
Where was that?
Looked like a strike. Call the ball. Escobar's yet to be retired.
That's why you throw a first pitch curveball. It should, and you hope it's a strike because hitter's not going to swing at it.
That one very close, and it's 2-0. Madson actually asking Dana DeMuth, is it outside? And DeMuth said yes. Paulo Orlando to follow, and then Gerard Dyson. So that, you know, I just don't get that, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. You're down 5-3, 2-0 count. You're speedy, you're fast, you're the leadoff guy. You got to get on base, and you take a swing like you're trying to hit a home run.
Yep, you're right. I agree.
I mean, Escobar is a really good player, but I just don't understand that. Wendell grabs the line drive.
You know, you almost at that point you force the pitcher to throw a strike, at least one, if not 2. And you know, your run really means nothing, and I agree 100%.
I just don't understand that.
If it's a one-run game, you have a chance to tie with one swing of the bat.
Yeah.
But he's not the power hitter anyway. He's not a prototypical home run hitter. So he wants to get a base runner, and I agree with you. You get somebody on base, it could change the complex of the whole game.
Especially with the Royals, who start running around.
Exactly.
That's when things get tough. So that one is hit into right field. So Paulo Orlando, he goes against my theory, and he swings at the first pitch and drones one into right field for a hit. So now they do have their base runner on.
Well, he's got to be thinking he's going to try to get ahead with the first pitch fastball, and if it's in my zone, I'll swing. And he did, and he gets a base hit.
So now to the top of the order, and Gerard Dyson.
Well, here's where, as an infielder, you think, let's get one, worry about one, don't hurry and try to turn 2 if it's a ground ball.
Dyson fouls it back. And the Royals, I mean, they really are fighting for their playoff lives.
Yeah.
So they will put up a fight. On deck is Whit Merrifield. Chop towards Simeon. He's got to wait on the big hop. They get the out at second.
That's all you want.
So 2 away.
High chopper, and you're just hopeful of getting that one. That's why Wendell at second took the throw like he's a first baseman. Nice stretch.
So now it's Whit Merrifield. And on deck is Eric Hosmer. That is just the guy you do not want to see. Hosmer's had a quiet series, but Dyson's going to take second base. So it'll be defensive indifference.
And that's what you do, a runner. You go first, just like you said earlier about a stolen base. It's the same with the indifference. You get to second base early in the count so the hitter can take a pitch. As it turns out, it's a ball. But you get it done early. Take the force out away.
1-0 pitch is low. 2-0. Whit Merrifield is 2 for 4 tonight. He's got a pair of singles.
I'm sure Ryan Madson thinking just like you said, and that is get this hitter because of the on-deck hitter in Hosmer. You never want to put him up in a position where he can do something, especially this type of game.
Pretty good take by Merrifield. Lays off a good sinking fastball. Now it's 3-0. The crowd 29,523. His defense pretty straight away for Merrifield. And there's a strike right at the knees. 3-1.
Well, there's your low strike right down the middle.
Oh, and he swung at ball 4. How about that?
Yep.
Ball was running down and in, and it was clearly ball 4.
And you know, if there's a guy in the on-deck circle who's a proven veteran, he's been through everything, and one swing can help you, why are you even swinging on? I mean, you really, at this point, you force the pitcher to throw 3 strikes. 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. You swing at 3-2, but not at a pitch that was going down out of the strike zone.
3-2 pitch. Here it comes. And it's hit hard, but foul.
Now he's in position probably thinking he is going to throw a fastball, and you figure Matson's going to do that.
Ace scored 4 times in the top of the 8th inning. And that is the difference in the game. 3-2 pitch. Just missed outside. Dyson was running on the play, so he goes to 3rd. Close pitch. Call the ball.
Yeah, close enough, and here comes Gord. He's going to steal 2nd or try it. Pitch. Thibodeau holding it. Ball coming back. Well, pretty good chance there's going to be runners at 2nd and 3rd with Hosmer hitting, because they're real specialists, and Gore is a pinch runner. And Merrifield has good speed, so you know how fast Gore is.
And you know how fast Dyson is. Gore may be a little bit faster.
Exactly.
So he's got a big lead. Hosmer, the hitter, not running, and the first pitch is a strike.
That is a shock that he wasn't running.
I mean, here's you got to go early.
Yeah. And Stephen Vogt, I'd be surprised if he throws, because he's not going to have a chance if he runs. That's how fast Gore is. More stolen bases than plate appearances, Major League Baseball.
There he goes. And a big swing, lifted high and fouled down the left field line, and now it's 0-2.
And you know what, Kipe? The first pitch that was thrown to Hosmer was a curveball. It is a perfect pitch to run on. Hosmer is going to take it because it's a curveball, which he did. It's a strike. And now he's got a couple of strikes to try to score 2. Yep. But Gore went, and Hosmer swung at a fastball. I mean, with Gore's speed and the outfield playing extremely deep, and I don't even know if you can play no doubles in this park.
So 0-2 to Hosmer. And now Madson has Gore picked off. Throw to second base, the tag, and he's safe.
He's going to
call
calling
a balk on Madson.
Oh, my.
They're calling a balk on Madson, and Dyson's going to be allowed to come in and score to make it 5-4.
Wow. Well, the inside move, or did he? Oh, you can't fake the 3rd.
So he faked the 3rd
You
and
can't
then
do
threw
it.
the 2nd.
Yeah, you can't do it. That's the rule that 2 years ago was changed to where you cannot fake the third.
Well, now you just got to regroup and.
Yep.
So now it's a 5-4 A's lead. Still 0-2 count on Hosmer. And the pitch just got a piece of it. He was jammed. He bounced it foul. 0-2 pitch. Check swing, foul to the screen.
Problem with Hosmer, he's tough to strike out.
Yeah.
Finds a way to put the ball in play. Came up in 2011. This is 16. And I don't think anything bothers him right now. Former teammate and Matson pitching to it.
Bounce to first. Alonso has it. Hustles to the bag, and they got it, and that's the ball game. So the Oakland A's hang on, and I mean hang on.
Really hang on.
And they defeat the Kansas City Royals tonight, and they have won the first 2 games of this 4-game series. Wow, Yonder Alonso, a huge pinch hit double, gave the A's the lead. And Ryan Matson, he's got to work hard, but he gets his 30th save of the year. Took 2 hours and 56 minutes. The crowd tonight was 29,523. Take a deep breath. A's win it 5-4. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's post-game live with Henry Wolford and Pep Roberts starts right now.